Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited. Esteem a New Woman. The devilish diva starts on the road to becoming a new creature in Christ in this all-new Esteem series adventure. Get your copy of Esteem a New Woman at Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, An Offer He Can't Refuse. The man who rules the world gets a job offer he can't refuse in this action-packed all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes, An Offer He Can't Refuse at Amazon.com and other online booksellers. Better get the coleslaw, y'all, because we're having us a barbecue. YouTuber Tasha K disrespected foundational Black Americans by comparing us to the white supremacist terrorist organization, the KKK, or the Ku Klux Klan.
An African booty scratcher. They said that I cannot speak on the foundational Black American movement because I'm married to a booty scratcher. Which they're entitled to their opinion. That's fine. That's totally fine. But here's what I think about the FBA movement and any other movement that has to do with Young Pharaoh, Brother Polite, Dr. Umar Johnson, all of these movements. In these movies, even Tariq Nasheed, ain't his wife like half white or something? Ain't Tariq Nasheed wife like half white? But here's what I would say about the FBA movement. It's no different than the KKK. Meant to divide, meant to separate you, to isolate you, to have you looking at other races that look like you. Y'all sitting in living rooms with bonnets on, causing division because you angry, trying to be accepted no different than a gang on gang crime when you got them little boys in Chicago or any other city taking each other out over what? Just because you look different, you said something, now we got adults actually doing this, which leads me to Young Pharaoh, because a lot of people are shocked at his downfall.
Now, Tasha K went on a rant denouncing foundational Black Americans and comparing us to the Ku Klux Klan. And this rant basically shows how completely misinformed Tasha K is regarding who FBAs are, because FBAs are not a movement. No, when it comes down to FBA, it is a lineage of Black people who are the descendants of slaves, and you have to be born as a foundational Black American who basically was born from a descendant of a slave and now are a person who is a citizen of the United States. And when it comes down to FBA, the whole thing as related to that lineage is that we have Black Americans looking to go out here and delineate from all of the other groups that want to identify as Black. Because what's happened here in America due to the system of white supremacy is that we've had a lot of other Black people from the diaspora, such as Blacks from the Caribbean, Blacks from the UK, and Blacks from Africa, look to tether on to foundational Black Americans. And as they look to tether on to foundational Black Americans, they look to use their foreign lineage to go out here and look to gain the favor of those who are a part of the institution of white supremacy. And those people in the institutions of white supremacy, what they do is go out here and choose these individuals to go out here and represent as Black, when in actuality, what they are placed there is to be a buffer to go out here and look to represent Black, but not ever be aware of any of the issues that go on in the Black community, and don't want to go out here and look to provide tangibles from places like the government and big business as related to foundational Black Americans getting specific things specifically for us as related to our tax dollars coming back to our communities, and companies giving foundational black American workers job opportunities. No, what these tethers do is, again, they tether on to the black community. White supremacy goes out here and hires them in patronage jobs, and then these same tethers go out here and, as they're representing blackness, express their contempt for us foundational black Americans the way Tasha K did during her podcast. During her podcast, Tasha K went out here and expressed nothing but contempt for us foundational black Americans. And as she expressed nothing but contempt for us foundational black Americans, she showed how completely ignorant she is as related to who foundational black Americans are and what foundational black Americans stand for. Now, as she went on in her talking points, she then mentioned the names of several YouTubers such as Dr. Umar Johnson, who is not an FBA in any way, shape, or form. No, he's a Pan-Africanist and actually the clown prince of Pan-Africanism. And then she went on to talk about Brother Polite, again, another individual who is not an FBA, but a guy who basically is a deviant, who was basically caught and arrested for crimes we can't speak of because this is a family channel. And then she talked about some Hotep guy. Again, all of these individuals have nothing to do with foundational black Americans. And as she went on, she ranted about Tariq Nasheed, the only person who was basically about FBA because he was one of the founders of the idea of FBA. But the whole thing is she wanted to compare foundational black Americans as a group to the Ku Klux Klan, and that's not the case at all. No, our alienation has nothing to do with any sort of denying people opportunities because this is not a movement that has that type of political power to deny anyone an opportunity as related to the jobs and other opportunities that many of these foreign-born blacks receive in the system of white supremacy, nor do we looking to advocate or looking to go out here and look to participate in terrorist violence like the Ku Klux Klan. No, when it comes down to foundational black Americans, we don't have that organization. We don't have those institutions. We don't have that type of economic or political power as related to organizing that type of terrorism. Nope, we don't have that at all. But Tasha K wants to go out here and inflame people with misinformation. And if this was an actual, again, organization, they could possibly go out here and sue her for slander, similar to the way that Cardi B went out here and sued Tasha K for slander when she went out here with a whole bunch of misinformation regarding Cardi B, another foreign-born individual who claims blackness but is Dominican. Again, it was her own fellow tether who went out here and sued Tasha K for slander, and basically many people in the FBA group and who are identifying as FBA, all they're going to do is just call her out as related to, again, her misinformation, and call her out as related to her misinformation because this whole statement she's making is absolutely false. And when I listen to Tasha K, it basically proves a point that I know as someone who has been, again, not only studying the entertainment industry, but has been a publisher and a writer. Before you ever go to air, always make sure you get your information straight. Always make sure you check your sources. That's something that I have to do before I do any video, such as a man crisis video, even a relationship video, or a video about a celebrity or anything. I understand that if I go to air, I have to be careful about what I say on the air. And that may make people think that, oh, he's talking like a robot sometimes. But the whole thing is, I want to make sure that all of my facts are straight because I understand that when you come out here misinformed, certain consequences can happen, like in the case of Tasha K. Again, she just got she just got hit with a lawsuit where she still owes Cardi B millions of dollars, and she's also in a case now where she's just bleeding subscribers at this point, all because she goes to the air on her feelings and doesn't go out here and present the facts. And because she doesn't present the facts that are substantiated with things like news articles, things like video and research at all, this is how Tasha K basically works real sloppy and gets herself jammed up, because when it comes down to things like going on the air, again, you got to come with your documents. You got to come with your resources. And Tasha K didn't do that. No, she came out here all on emotion, talking about, oh, they call my husband a booty scratcher. And then as she's going on in this rant against FBA, basically wanted to polarize people and get them on gender war talking points, talking about the whole lineage of FBA as related to it being just a movement of black men. And again, all the black males she mentioned, except Tariq Nasheed, basically have no connection whatsoever to the lineage of FBA, or not even interested in claiming themselves as FBA. No, when it comes to Umar Johnson, again, Umar Johnson is the clown prince of Pan-Africanism. When it comes down to Brother Polite, again, this was a PDF file, and when it comes down to the other guy, he was a hotep, plain and simple. Again, this woman shows how she didn't do her research in any way, shape, or form, shows how she didn't go out here and again check her facts before she went on the air. And that just again shows how she needs to just stay in her lane. Really, I wouldn't even say stay in her lane as related to things, because her lane basically is one that shows how she doesn't know how to move as related to social media. If you're gonna be a podcaster, you have to go out here and do your research. You have to go out here and read all about what you're talking about, so that you are basically qualified to go out here and present your observations. You're qualified to go out here and speak on your opinions. That's what you have to do when you're going out here. I mean, you just can't come on here just saying any sort of thing and going out here and speaking against foundational black Americans. That was the stupidest thing that Tasha K could do, because who were her viewers? Critical question I gotta ask this tether. Basically, who were your viewers? Your viewers were, they were foundational black Americans. They were the ones who mainly were watching your show. And as you went on in this gender war talking point, you've alienated all of those black viewers. You've alienated all of those black viewers by comparing them to this terrorist organization. And by going out here and making that statement, basically Tasha K has basically, as I see it, made the case for alienation. She's made the case of why many of us foundational black Americans are separating from all of these other groups. We're separating from those other groups because these people, they want to identify as black when it benefits them, but don't want to go out here and stand with black people. No, they'll go out here and look to turn on us black people as soon as they get an opportunity with the white media, and look to be a mouthpiece to look to divide and conquer. Because that's what Tasha K's statements were all about, looking to divide black people and get us all caught up in the rhetoric of the gender war by thinking, oh, FBA is all about black men, when it's not about black men at all. No, it's all about us black people looking to stand up for ourselves and stand up to demand things that are specifically for us as related to, again, tangibles from the government, such as reparations, such as an anti-black hate crime bill, and equal opportunities as related to the taxes we pay into this country. We're looking to get equal tax dollars for our roads, equal tax dollars for our businesses, equal tax dollars for our communities, for our schools, which basically get the least amount of funding. That's what FBA is all about. As related to politics, it's again about tangibles, and it's also economically about reparations, paying us for the past racism of slavery, the past discrimination of Jim Crow and oppressive policies of Jim Crow, and recompensing those who were terrorized by the Ku Klux Klan, and paying for the current and ongoing discrimination that keeps men like myself from being able to enter the job market and being able to make a living. That's what FBA is all about, getting things specifically for us, because everyone else gets stuff specifically for them. The Asians got an anti-black hate crime law. I mean, Ukrainians basically get all sorts of benefits, even though they are not citizens. Many of the illegals can go out here and get stuff from the U.S. government and corporations. But when it comes to black people, everyone tells us to pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps, and then tells us to go look up at foreign-born individuals who they've handpicked as buffers, and then the buffers tell us to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, just like they did, even though the white supremacist is pulling the strings, and again, pulling the strings to make things benefit him, because he wants to keep black people in a permanent underclass, and keep them in a permanent underclass of codependency, because they don't want to see black people prosper. They don't want to see the reality of that black people can do the same as white people. That's why they destroyed towns like Black Wall Street and Rosewood, which were thriving black communities. They did not want to see foundational black Americans gain an economic advantage. They don't want to see black people as human beings, again, in their codependency, because that's what white supremacy is. They want to see black people at the bottom, and people like Tasha K go out here and push this type of divisive rhetoric with gender war talking points, and again, look to make it like the evil black man is all the one behind FBA, when FBA is not a movement at all. No, FBA is a lineage and a group of people separating from other groups of black people in the diaspora to go out here, and again, I'll repeat it once more for those who are dense, go out here and look to stand for us to get tangibles that are specifically for us. And this is why we have to separate from bootlicks like Tasha K and go out here and stand on our own, because if we go out here and have people like this standing with us, we have an enemy with him who's out here working clearly against us. Now, if you want to pick up some of my books that present positive images of black people, you can pick up those books in the ISIS series, the Esteem series, the John Haynes series, and books in the Spinsterella series, and other books I've done like the Thetas and my vampire novel Eternal Night and my black business novel Recipe for Success. You can find those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find those books in other online booksellers like Draft the Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you want to see me make more videos taking people like Tasha K to the barbecue, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, ISIS Runway of Doom. The goddess next door struts her stuff on the catwalk to take on a runway of rogues in this action-packed all-new ISIS series adventure. Get your copy of ISIS Runway of Doom at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Support black-owned and black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.